Why do you hide your blossoming in the pale robes of yesterday, masking your voice with the voices of others? Why wait to behold the shimmering gem of who you are? Why delay the realignment that will arrive in the fierce honoring of your truth? Why do your hands pull at endless ropes when they know exactly what they long to hold? Why whisper the song of your aliveness, that thunderous tone that will be lost in the tune? Unfurl your heart and sing to the world as a piece of the world, as an absurd possibility brought to life to dance. Yes, it is absurd. Beyond the beauty of form, the formless in you yearns for freedom, for the experience promised before the stellar gates of embodiment, to belong within the ineffable beauty, weeping, tasting the indescribable pleasures of this world. Let the warmth of your chrysalis fall back into the mud of the lotus, and let loose the fetters that tether you to the immovable stone. The river dreams of carrying your body onwards, homewards, towards what has always been seeking for you. Oh, the places you will go when you learn to let go. Okay. This one is called The Right to Live in Peace. This poem came to me, and I had no idea it was going to happen. And so this is just me following my pen. Yeah, hug someone close to you. That's cool. This is, yeah. 1. A strange silence suddenly permeated the heartwood of the land. A cloak falling slowly, resting upon the shoulders of a being inescapably vast, lovingly gazing at me through every eye. From the heart of the dragonfly into the families of ants scurrying between my feet, merrily ferrying fallen chocolate back into their homes. I sat wrapped in awe, content with the perfect stillness. I opened myself to the world. My interiority was no longer a mystery to the goldenrod or the chickadee. A marigold rests in my palm, and her resinous scent has me swooning. I gaze at her sunset ridges, drinking in the nourishing medicine of beauty. Wind breathes the body of the land as I sit listening, ever returning to the thread of the silent song hidden behind the soft rattles of cicadas and crickets and katydids, behind the slow shh of the distant river. Do I break this stillness to write this poem? There's an ache gnawing behind this piece. 2. What's a poem in the face of crisis? Can words feed a starving child or calm the ravenous fires? Can music revive the blue whale's song or soothe the burned hands of koalas, ashen and wide-eyed, homeless and hopeless? Why write anything at all? Why sing to stir any sense of hope in a hopeless place where it would be unheard? The deafening cry of a dying culture distracting us from grieving a bleeding world. 3. Poetry and song once nourished and healed the peoples. They gathered round hearth fires, to savor its slow, dripping, unfurling sweetness, alive for a moment in the air and then kept safe in the haven of the heart. Homes as unshatterable shelters, as indestructible havens of relief for the shared heart of peoples. Songs as wellsprings of aliveness to draw courage from in the sharp jaws of disaster or in some seemingly impossible slice of peace. To conquer a peoples they came for their bards firstly, for they were the cultural lifebloods of their peoples, keepers of histories and mythologies and poetries, the living archives that sparked revolutions, that brought rains of weeping upon the wildfires of misunderstanding, breathing the bodies of their cultures into harmony with the lands that they are woven into. To rip loose the threads of the tight-knit song is to ravage the shared soul of the people. It is to disorient their bearings on the land they share, to serve them the forgetful waters from the river Leaky. Remember, they broke Victor Yara's graceful hands before they killed him in front of his people. Decades later, thousands of lion-hearted protesting peoples in Chile would sing his song as one voice. It takes more than bullets to silence the song of a people. 4. I sit before a silence that I wish I could give to shuddering mothers in bomb-blasted cities, to forests crawling with metal nail and chalkboard bulldozers, to the children wincing, captive in screaming homes, to the children of Gaza who so yearn to be free and who pray with tearful eyes to not witness another death of another brother, another sister, another father, another mother, buried under the rubble. Should I write this poem at all? Can a poem really feed the spirit of a people? Can words bridge the division, a kindredness unearthed from the depths of remembrance buried long ago by book worshippers and commodity cultures? I know not the waters I tread in to mention such things. But shouldn't I speak them anyway? Isn't this where we find ourselves as artists living in a burning world? What will you do with the soothing waters that you've been given to share? Where will you plant the seeds of your vision? Can you be a death doula for dying lands, helping us grieve and celebrate this world on the threshold? Can you help us midwife her rebirth, like Isis, resurrecting the green god Osiris, ushering in the new renaissance of remembrance, the coming festival of all the worlds, where love is not a lofty cliche cast aside by heavy-headed people, but rather revered as a lost art to be learned, as a muscle to strengthen, as the most practical solution to nourish the root system of the peoples. Love is the mycelial connector, as the fierce rage of the protector. For how can I sit numb before the destruction of a world I love? How can I other you if I love you? How can I poison the river if it is the home of my family? How can I ignore the extinction of the o'o bird in Hawaii if I know them to be myself? 5.